The leaders I love, the leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me a leader with love for his people. He gave me a leader who would deliver us from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from his heart. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay in my way. Somebody give me chance. ABC coming, somebody give me chance. I'm talking the talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, somebody give me chance. The coming the talk and do, somebody give me chance. For better education, somebody give me chance. For good health system, somebody give me chance. For good infrastructure, somebody give me chance. Oh, somebody give me chance. Okay. Way back, you are giving me corporate. Way back, you are giving me small money. Then you tell me, say you are coming to face the road. And you tell me, say you are coming to face the school. And you tell me, say corruption was going to finish. But how come I never see you do nothing? I say how come everything too hard? I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. Please give me a leader with love for these people. Please give me a leader who will deliver from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from his heart. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay in my way. Please give me chance. I said get up for in my face, somebody give me chance. ABC coming, somebody give me chance. Alexander B coming, somebody give me chance. He coming with his partner, somebody give me chance. Solonte, Jeremiah Solonte, somebody give me chance. Solonte, Jeremiah Solonte, somebody give me chance. Chanegu, Lafiegu, somebody give me chance. Chanegu, Lafiegu, somebody give me chance. We talking about talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, we talking about talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, we talking about talk and do, somebody give me chance. I said you tell a plenty talking, somebody give me chance. Talk, somebody give me chance. Talk, somebody give me chance. Oh, somebody give me chance. The leaders I love, the ones I love, the ones I love so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay in my way. He gave me my ABC, then you want to stay in my way. He gave me my breakthrough, now you want to stay in my way. Enemies of progress, now you want to stay in my way. Please give me chance. I'm talking about I can do, please give me chance. Alexander B. Cummings, please give me chance. For good education, please give me chance. For good infrastructure, please give me chance. I say good health system, please give me chance. Oh, somebody give me chance. Give me chance. The leaders I love, the ones I love, the ones I love so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me a leader with love for his people. He gave me a leader who would deliver us from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from his heart. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stand in my way. Somebody give me chance. ABC coming, somebody give me chance. I'm talking the talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, the coming the talk and do, somebody give me chance. For good education, somebody give me chance. For better infrastructure, somebody give me chance. For good health system, somebody give me chance. Oh, somebody give me chance. Tell a plenty talking, somebody give me chance. Talk. Somebody give me chance. Talk. I'm talking but talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, the coming the talk and do, somebody give me chance. Talk and do, corruption not in his blood. I talk and do, stealing not in his blood. I talk and do, his hands not stained with blood. I talk and do, I'm talking but talk and do, somebody give me chance.
Kokolioko, chicken neck roll. oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not feed ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after these things called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government, because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they crow for day.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Munel Kishan, all the way from Liberia. No, not from Liberia, just kidding. I'm all the way from somewhere around the world. Thank you very much. Today we'll be having a very interesting show. Please share this video. Share this video. I am fired up. Yes. Let's drink drinks. This is the car I'm trying to buy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please share this video. Share it, share it, share it. I got my insider from Liberia who will be coming on the line. I wish that he pick up the phone. And I spoke to him. He's from inside. And guys, breaking news. There are a lot of things going on in Liberia behind closed doors that you guys don't know. There are a lot of things. You know, I say these things all the time. The race is not to the swift, but the one who endures to the end. Sometimes people start the thing so fast, they're all over the place trying to do it. But when you see the man that takes steps very slow, get to his destination in peace. So, guys, today I will be speaking to a friend who knows everything. He's a member of the CPP. I will not go into depth, but one thing I know, he's not a member of ANC. He could be member of Liberty Party. He could be member of Unity Party. He could be a member of what? ALP. There are a lot of negotiation going on all over the place. And guess what? The very interesting thing, a friend of mine from CDC, Coalition for Democratic Change, called me today. Very good friend. He don't work in the government, but he's a member of CDC. He said, Munel, I will be honest with you. We rather lose to Alexander Cummings than to lose to Mr. Boakai. Don't take my word for that. Don't get mad at me, please. I beg you, don't cost me. He said, and I quote, we rather lose to Alexander Cummings than to lose to UP Joe Boakai. My board, my people, there are a lot of negotiation going on right now. Even within the CPP, there are people within the CPP who are negotiating out of CPP. You hear that before? They're in CPP, but they're negotiating out of CPP. Some people trying to negotiate with CDC. But what time is it right now? Because I told him he should be into a particular era. And please, he shouldn't mess me up today. He should not mess me up because I asked him. He should be in a better place before we can say anything to that. What time is it right now? Okay, it's 9:35. 11, 12, 1. Okay, now it's almost 2 o'clock now in Liberia. So I'm going to give him a call. Let me use my other phone. And I hope he answered this phone call. Yes, guys, it's interesting. You know, I want to say this to us. It's so shameful and embarrassing. They complain that ANC getting involved into other parties' affairs. But let's say this. Let us be honest to ourselves. Even if Unity Party says something right now, they are the one who cheering. They are the one in charge of CPP. But ALP coming out and said, well, we don't recognize no other person from ALP. We recognize Yombly. Why are you interfering into their business? Where is Darius Dillon? Where is Darius Dillon? And who is LP or ALP to even to recognize who or who not to recognize? NEC is the only body in Liberia that can recognize a political party. But because they're trying their best to get out of the CPP, That is why they're coming up with their records, their notes. Oh, we don't want this. Oh, we recognize it. Even UP say they recognize Yombly. I don't care who's the leader of Unity Party of ALP. I don't care. It is not my responsibility. What I have to do, my responsibility is to look for delegates, is to sell Mr. Cummings. I'm not here to protect myself or to promote myself or to do whatsoever. I'm already on the line. God will protect me from anybody. So, guys, we are fired up. I'm going to call a good friend of mine. I hope he will pick up the phone. I tried calling him first, but I could not get him. So let me see if he will pick up. If he will pick up. I want you to hear it for yourself. There are a lot of things going on in Liberia that people don't know about. We might be small, but we are powerful. And I'm millionaire, but I can make it happen. ANC, whoop, whoop. Alexander coming, whoop, whoop. It will hear you. The God I was serving. We're doing this thing for Liberia. Spend hours, days on this internet. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my country, Liberia, and I'm doing it for my people. My people deserve better. My people deserve a better leadership, or transparent government, or transparent government. When we get a very good leader and we get a leader who is transparent and who is corruption-free, all these senators and the representatives will put a tail between the butt. Trust me, because we know what to do to them. We just need to tell the people to send the people to talk to them. That's all we need to do. So if we cannot give you a $30,000, you're not going to get $30,000. Bunch of corrupt representatives and senators, they are so damn corrupt, including the ANC representatives or whatsoever. And if you guys, I'm sending a message now. The ANC representatives and senators that within within our house. If you receive this $30,000, we will make sure that you will not contest the next election. From the chairman down, from the chairman of ANC, if you receive this $30,000, we will make sure that somebody go against you. We will not support you. We will not support you. And that's a message that I'm sending now. We will make sure that we criticize you guys. It's not Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is not going to single-handedly pick anybody, but we will make sure. So your message here, we need to tell the representatives and the senators from ANC, do not take that $30,000. Do not take that $30,000. You need not to be part of it. It's corruption. While your people are dying, your people are suffering, and you think you're going to do it from the Yeke Koluba, from the whosoever. Yeke already said he's not part. But trust me, you guys will feed the weight. You will feed the weight. We will start with ourselves. The chairman of ANC, do not take the $30,000. Mr. Cummings, talk to the chairman of ANC. The $30,000, we must start from ourselves. We must clean our house before we clean another people's house. So you are not going to take that $30,000. So we're sending the message clean, and that's it. So I want to wish everyone a happy Christmas. I hope you enjoy yourself. So I'm going to call my friend. Oh, I can't wait to give him the news. You know, he was giving me the news, so that I said, hold it. Why you can't come on? But don't call your name, my brother. Don't call your name. And because of that, I kept this phone special, long distance. Niswa opomtio. You see the car in the back there? You see my new car? Yeah. Polaris 2022. The latest in the town in Liberia. I don't care whether he ride at his business. Liberian post suffering or kind of car in Liberia. Yeah. So let me. What am I drink? I'm drinking drinks. Y'all like it? You ain't like it? Your business. I'm drinking drinks today. Yeah. You know, when you adult, you can do any kind of thing. All right. Where is it? I told the guy to text me. Okay, let me check. And let me check and see. Okay. Pick up the phone, my man. Pick up the phone. Oh. Pick up the phone, my brother. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Guys, please share this video. Share this video. Share it. Share it. And whether you believe it or not, it's no problem. But just share the video. Just share it, yeah. Share the video. Share it. I can pick up the phone. You send me text again. Damn. All that rebel had to hear. Pick up the phone. He said the phone. He asking that you're not. He texted my other phone. I'm blaming man. I'm blaming anyway. I'm wrong. He texted this phone and said, "Someone just called me that your number." Let me text him back. Yes. Oh Jesus Christ! It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm blaming. Okay, let me text him. Did yes, the number in 0044. That's my number. Yes. Okay. All right. So let me call him back again. Also, guys, you can follow me on YouTube, man. Follow me on YouTube. Um, oh, pick up. Okay, don't go because I've been trying to get you. You are afraid. You thought a different number calling. I call you for the other number. Don't worry. Now why you can't text me and say what are the number? Relax. You in a good place? Okay, listen. I would have put you on speaker, but hold on 1 minute. I'll put you on speaker. Let me put my thing up. I hope you know. I hope you don't get your people that around you. You got anybody around you there? No, already know it's lit now. It's lit yet. But don't trust nobody now. I'm telling you, do not trust anybody. Don't trust nobody. So how's everything there? How's everything there with you? What you say you're gonna call me? Yeah, my man, you know American time. When I tell you so, I will call you, and not easy. By the time you leave work and coming on the other side, now the traffic too. Yeah. So hold on 1 minute. Yeah, I'm trying to get hold on. I'm trying to get myself together. But you gotta be loud a little bit because I know why, my man. When you don't eat nothing today, the way you acting said, you hungry, my man. No, I just come in, my man. I've been all around the day with you, running around. Now he said, you know, I got a lot of friends too. Y'all coming from America. Everybody coming down, and he said, I'm going home, my man. Okay. People saying that they can't hear you. You grinding. I don't think. Let me put you near the speaker. Good. Let me put you right near it. Okay, you got. Okay, clear your throat small now. Clear your throat. I know you just waking up. Just low outside. Yeah, I think I can hear you good now. I can hear you. So what's going on? You myself talk today. You myself will talk today. So what's going on with the whole? I heard Europe put letter up, Liberty Party and concerning Liberty Party, and some kind of news that you told me about. You say Europe negotiating with George Weah. Let me tell you something about the whole thing. Let me tell you something, yeah. The whole thing, the information getting, the paper was not wrong. Well, what you just say again? I'm talking about you. You say what happened to the paper? The paper was not wrong. The paper was not wrong. You were yelling because the paper was not wrong. Money the paper not well. The paper not well. All that in the talking, the guy making no. I just feel sorry for the guy making no talking. Let me tell you something here. Let me just let you know. The only person in the country right now that the people saying is looking that
you, I mean, the papi now well, and probably the papi now well, so even you talk to television and will tell you, yeah, you know, happy a job, yeah, we are not staying in the country yet, you know, happy. I just sitting there listening to the guy, I was listening to people on Sport TV, they talk about so let me tell you something. So, you play the country right now, nobody else in the country. Yeah, I can lie to you. You would never support, you will not support the commission. Everybody know that. The people, the party for that is how I'm not allowed to you. The party cannot make it. And the information we're getting, I will tell, I will to the Union Party headquarters today, I saw somebody today, they told me, yo, the whole ECOWAS, the whole, that whole, thing I see, they say that they talk about the puppet, everybody know that the puppet get wrong. Even Ellie said no to the puppet. Money in the puppet as well. Let me ask you something. The puppet been with Ellie. The puppet know how to put things together, he know how to talk. All the things that are going on, you hear the woman talking? You hear the woman talking?
Wow.
You hear the boy, you can't hear the woman talking, the woman saying anything, the woman fighting for his left right now, woman ain't got time for nothing.
So what happened now? Because somebody told me today, you were trying to confirm it. They say your man Ure looking at the boy on the other side. He trying to see if he want to switch to CDC.
Exactly, he's trying because the place is saying, Jamaica and Lorry, feeling big proud of the people on the other side because the first thing people say you want to be vice president, you don't want to be vice president. You is trying to negotiate for his daughter. You want his daughter to go as vice president. That Jamaica and Lorry on the other side about the party. Now you see, I let away Musa Benedict operating. Musa Benedict feeling black in the Jamaica and Lorry for vice president. But the whole thing that going on, who started the thing about the framework documents? So now you're the one that already working. You will actually put the thing together. But in the place you are discovered because the people not making. Yeah, everybody know the people not making. You know. So you are not trying to be one for five. No, you can make it and push it on.
Oh, so he want for his daughter to. Okay.
You want to help me to be the one to come up with the vice president. You want to push it on. Tell her you that the daughter wanted to bring. But all the things that go on, yeah, the woman talking. The woman are well. The woman even get that thing they're talking. We said already, you see. He can't make it.
But the woman in Liberia, we can't hear him yet.
He's supposed to travel. But the place they had it, they didn't want nobody to know, and so the woman are well. But let me tell you something now. US is going back to the CDC to negotiate where we are there to support we are. Because let me tell you, all that CPP thing they talk about, the people feeling that whole thing they solved already. The people already solved, they're trying to figure out how to come with new party, how to do something different because they don't have the other, they're not going to where we come is. Money, the only structure party we have right now in the Liberia, that electoral committee. The only one. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Listening the few days coming. A lot of United Party people will be discouraged because something coming up. Well, I will not talk because this are the tab in the line, Liberia, you gotta be careful. You know, like I told you, I said, be calling me on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the town, he said, tough. You can hear Costa talking plenty again.
So Costa Vessel.
Everybody, they play there right now, they don't even know what to do. They don't know what to do. I'm telling you. The whole time, everybody know. They just pass it around now, I'm telling you, it's not easy. When you see the puppy, you see Bob Gray, he didn't even know what to say. I'm telling you.
How you call him?
Bob Gray.
Bob, why you call him Bob Gray?
I needed to call him.
Oh, that they need to call the puppy now?
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, you are Bob Gray now.
Yeah. They just pass it around now, he said, everybody know, but let me tell you something again. The people ain't get money. They ain't get no money. Listen, the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador, do not want money to go back. The ambassador, he don't want the party to even go back. And so far, because the baby not competent, so they but the baby health. The people know it is done already. So they don't want the women to go there. Now you see the people setting the stage already without pictures, letter, all that thing coming, all that social thing. The people don't want nobody else. They want nobody else. You can cool, you will force to sell a dollar because a dollar is a dollar clean, so I'm telling you, my man, we Israel, okay, information, I'm telling you, we Israel. Just watch the amount of people that's done, but just watch and see. Few days from now, watch and see what will happen in the country. That's something.
Well, my man, Jack, keep safe over there. I hope don't tell nobody and don't even.
Yeah, but listen, like, when you call me, you can't just be calling me like that. So that when you call me like that, I would test me for me, because I mean, when in the morning, you say everybody sleeping, I'm talking to you small in the room, boy. Then I say, oh, I'm not allowed to you fire in the home. It's tough. All the men that are making lots of money. You see people start thinking through the glory doing that. You say, it's job we are go by, not telling you know how people die in the country. That's something. We are even get that. Even job we are. You told my time again, I was telling you about so commies and do so during the party, and you know, party not going back because they got it. Try hustling, you know, he said. I can't tell you right now, my man. I told you, I said, I won't go to the party, I won't join the party, but I gotta be careful myself because you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. I don't want to go to it so that because my man, the men here, they're watching. They're watching. The only thing they bought one guarantee for Alexander coming that will get job. They would go work on that. The only thing they bought worry about. I'm telling you, about everybody know that way. You know what? All the people are cool. The people are well.
Damn. Haha. Fight the hole.
They can't America there can what you know this the weather was cool what they I think the weather was cool but they go all around the people I guess. So you know well. I'm telling you. Yeah. I mean, I will call you tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, just take it easy, but I'll put some minutes on your phone. You know what I'm saying? When I go to work tomorrow, I'll put some minutes on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't worry, Christmas will be okay. Yeah, guys, and he called me today, and I told him, listen, I want you to give it information. This is what we do. We take our personal money, and we make sure we secure people. We got friends in the CPP. We got the other day, you saw me. I posted all the chat room from ALP. And they attacked me. They said, who is this guy? They call Mr. Kishen and blah, 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 blah. Listen, Liberians are fed up. Liberians are fed up with all this rigmarole. Liberians are fed up. Let's be frank. They're tired. They're tired. Every little thing. And people going through hell next week. Next week is Christmas. Some people struggling. People struggling how to even find food. I got to start sending my own on Christmas from the 22nd because you send it there now they will eat it. Some people receive their own already. The one who received their own, they know that the other one can call me and say, well, Chief Christmas, I was so vexed with him. I said, ain't you no problem. I sent something for you. What? It was last week. Then you want me to send something for Christmas again? That one you easy now. That one God will get vexed with me when I do that one. You know. But guys, this is the situation here. They're doing everything. Why you think ALP coming up to say we stand with Yombly and we do this? Why are you interfering into the business? You see, we're not part of it. We're not part of it. Listen, if UP come out to support Mr. Cummings, we will accept it. If Liberty Party support Mr. Cummings, we will accept it. If ALP want to support Mr. Cummings, we will accept it. Because we need every Liberian on board. Every Liberian, we're not happy with what's going on. But they cause the problem. They cause the problem. What's going on today in the CPP, created by Bernard Ure, a better endorsed by Darius Dillon and Yombly. And then the old man was the last. You know what I'm saying? But let me explain this to you guys again. You know, I will call the UP because the Liberty Party is a political party. They are public figure. Every Liberian has the right to, even them at ANC, them at whosoever. It is the right of Liberians to check and balance. You know what I'm saying? Now, when these guys, when Yomli and Dillon came to America, they sat down, they did a negotiation in America. They did all the talking. They spoke with some of the ALP guys here and they talked to other people. They said, listen, you guys are very strategic right now because Europe have already agreed to give his support to Joseph Boakai, the UP. So since Europe want to give his support to Mr. Boakai, Liberty Party is the most strategic party that can break the tie. How can you break the tie? If Europe show of his 310 delegates and Mr. Boakai show of his 310 delegates is 620 delegates for Mr. Boakai. They only need one vote. One vote. One vote. Finish. So Yombli can vote, Dillon can vote, Zango can vote, and all the other guys they can vote. They don't need everybody, nobody in Liberty Party. They don't need them. So that is what they were depending on. When they went home, instead of them sitting with their party to negotiate as a group, to talk and come together and say, listen, this is what we need to do as a group, we stand a better chance. Because some of them, let me tell you why they think by supporting Mr. Boakai is better, because what we heard them saying, because of Mr. Boakai's health, if they support Mr. Boakai and Mr. Boakai is president, their chances of taking over the presidency is easy, because anything goes wrong with Mr. Boakai, Liberty Party will be in charge of the government. You see how wicked these people are? They're not nothing else. That is why Daros Delon and Yombli doing all these things. That's all. Now, when they went to their people, instead of them taking the time and say, listen, this is the reality, maybe it's up to Joseph Boakai to take you. Sit with your people, negotiate and say, okay, behind closed door, you and Mr. Boakai have already decided. So, but it's up to Mr. Boakai to choose his running mate from anybody within the party. Tell Billy to say yes. Tell your party, say, listen, the vice presidential candidate will come from our party. Simple, done. But instead, she told the people that it will come from our party and it will be the political leader. The people said no. Oh, if Mr. Boakai decides to choose you, nobody can stop him. But you started arguing right there. No, the people said, no, madam political leader, don't do this. According to the constitution, according to the CPP regulation, let us give the vice president, the president, the Senate the chance to choose his own leader. She said no. She and Delon. Delon said, they showed they're not smart. They were not smart at all. They were the dumbest negotiator, dumbest politician ever. God help them in the Senate. They are not in the door. They are door. These are the people that spoil our country and spoil our Liberians. You went to negotiate. Tell the people, say, okay, you and Boakai already finished speaking. Y'all spoke already. Boakai agreed to carry you. But she said no. Right there, all the men finger the document. After the talk about Liberty Party finger document, Mr. Ure said, oh, but a good thing, oh. In fact, LS coming finger document too. They send a surrogate out. Like when lion going to hunt. Hunting all over the place. Finger document, black voting, there's all of voting. Right there, Liberty Party say, oh, but we'll do black voting too. ALP, in fact, Liberty Party never spoke about black voting. Guess why? Because the strategy is, if the black voting take place, the women already show of 620 votes. That means if it goes through, as if we can drink water in our nose, that we will agree to black voting, as if Liberia ever did black voting. So if they agree to black voting now, then the women UP show of the 310 and show of Unity Party, ALP. But Liberty Party said, no, we're not doing black vote. Delon said, we're not doing black voting because you know what? Delon only need to vote, the women win. If Yombly vote, the women win. That's all. That is why they were not talking about black voting. You gonna say? You see the thing was, you see how God can confuse these people. You see how God confused my Liberian people. Don't let, it's not you. These people only about themselves, they're not about you. They don't worry about you. All they know, they must get money and get power and suppress your life. And suppress you. They're not concerned about you. It's not you. I'm not against you. Members of UP, members of ALP, you are not the problem. The problem is the leaders. The leaders are the problems. So Yombly said, oh, no, we don't want black voting. They don't say, no, we don't want black voting because Mr. Ure. So they're trying to say, okay, every party will have the right to vote the way they want to vote. You see how smart and dummy they are? They are so, oh God, you wonderful. Sometimes you can just blind people who think they're smart. So Bility told them no. So they decided now they try to put everything on Bility. Oh, Bility did this, Bility did that. In Liberia, the man with the longest money controls the party. In Liberia, the man who with the most popular man and the longest money controls the party. They brought Bility. Bility is the chairman. Bility might be corrupt. He did something yesterday, but right now Bility is the poor. He's poor. According to Daros Delon, he had to change things around. Bility paid the bills. Bility opened a Liberty Party office all over the place. Bility took care of his people. Now Bility is in charge. 80% of the party supports Bility, excluding Monserrato and Grand Bassa, because of Dillon and Yombly. She went to Neck put slap in her face. Bam. She in America now. Now who's the lawyer? Gloria Musu Scott is the lawyer for Yombly and a Unity partisan. Unity partisan. So she's doing a free work because they hire her. Ami Moda said, we don't recognize, we still recognize Yombly. Listen, they want to go, they can go. They want to leave, they're free to leave. Every Liberian has the right to associate and disassociate. You see, organization is different from individual. When organization join a group, it's not about you alone. You have the right to leave. Do not break up the CPP. We work for the CPP. We promote the CPP. We say things about the CPP. The CPP is our party right now. CPP came about to bring hope to the Liberian people. The Liberian people say, we're not whole. Y'all say we're whole. And the Liberian, you're trying to prove the Liberian people wrong and right. You say, if anybody try to break up the CPP, you're holding responsible. What you guys doing? Journalists, what you doing? What you doing? Speak the truth. Who started the problem? Ure. Simple. Let the standard bearer choose his VP, not to cause no problem. Whether you're a sweeper and you're a member of Liberty Party, fine. Begging to be vice president because of different motive, because they think that Mr. Bwaka health will not take him through. You see how wicked they are? And you people, you're laughing. Oh, now nobody can talk. Everybody stop. Oh, everybody there. Everybody blank right now. Everybody blank. But listen, we are not happy to see confusion. All we're happy for, we want supporters. We're not running a religious group. We're running political parties. We have the right to go to any political party and look for members, to bring in any members. Any members. If we will lose election, only the Liberian people will convince us that we'll lose election. Not few people handful of people in America or in Liberia who have opportunity to get on Facebook or to get on radio station and talk. We recognize whoever neck recognize. So if you want to bring confusion in the CPP, you see that's another strategy. This is what they're thinking. We will recognize Yombly. If ANC refuse to recognize Yombly too, then we will break up. But listen to them. They're so funny. Oh. You can only damage the CPP when we all agree to damage it. We all must agree to dissolve it. They're really forgetting. We must agree. I'm looking at you now, telling you, we all, the four parties must agree to dissolve it. Unity Party, ALP, and Liberty Party, and Liberty Party cannot dissolve it on their own. They have the option to leave, but the party will not participate. They can take the memos. They can carry the memos with them. They can carry the memos. Everything built on consensus. Consensus is not 3 against 1. You went to school, me, I go to school. Consensus is not 3 against 1. You getting it? So that how you think Liberians are, and then the next one they started saying every Liberian has the right to associate and this. We're not talking about you as an individual. We're talking about your party or group of people or organization come together and sign contract. Why you want to damage the contract? Give a reason why you want to break the contract. Give us reason. If you tarnish my reputation, I'll take you to court. Defamation of character. But I dare Ure, he will never utter his mouth. He will never take it out of his mouth and say Mr. Cummings uttered it, because we will take him to court. Mr. Boaka would never ever in his life utter it, take it from his mouth and say Mr. Cummings tempered the document. Neither Yombly. We will put money together and we'll take you out to court. ANC will sue individual any political leader who will accuse Mr. Cummings. We will raise the money and we will sue you. Defamation of character. You will prove it what he tampered with. Bring the document in your possession. If you want to leave, leave. Don't break up the CPP. Don't waste our time. You're free to go as an individual. But we must learn to respect what we put on papers. We must know. Why you think Ure tried to shove it in Mr. Cummings' face? Because Ure knew that when he put it in his Cummings' face, Cummings ain't got no choice. He can't go nowhere. Cummings ain't go nowhere because he knows that when he leave, ANC will not participate. That is why Ure put it right in Mr. Cummings' face that I will support Boaka. Mr. Cummings said, okay. Yombly, I will support Boaka. Okay. We know the delegates. The political leaders do not control the delegates. And guys, let me tell you something. Y'all think that CPP document was just a stupid document? That's what you think. According to the same document, some of y'all don't read. We that never went to school, we try to read to understand. The CPP document, when the four parties come with the 310 delegates, which is what, 2,000, 1,004 something, 24. 1,240 something. When they all come together, they are not representing any political party anymore. Listen to me. The delegates are not representing any political party at the primary. Maybe you ain't get it yet. Maybe you ain't get that one yet. You ain't get it. The delegates, the ANC delegates will not be representing ANC again. They will be representing CPP. You know why? For instance, let's say the four political parties were going to come up with a candidate. ALP got a candidate, ANC candidate, UP candidate. They all four has a candidate. They go to the convention. The delegates will sit and listen for everybody to make their case. Then the delegates will decide who to win. So at that time, it's possible that delegates from this party might switch over and vote because they are the neutral one. The delegates representing members of the 4 political parties. They are representing districts, counties. But unfortunately, we got only 2 candidates who are running. So the 2 candidates, they are free to tap into Liberty Party and ALP. They're free. But because lack of leadership and greedy and jealousy, envy people, the political leader of the 2 parties decided to support another political leader without even starting the process, without even going through the process. You know why they're not supposed to do that? You cannot be a chairman sitting at the time and want to support another party. Conflict of interest. Why you think Yombly were taking side with Mr. Boaka and Yuri? Why you think Yombly could not just go straight to the lawyers and call the lawyers and say, listen, can you please look at this document and see if this is what you gave us? But instead, what Yombly did, she put her deputy, her co-chair from the party, put the Liberty Party, and put everybody who already against Mr. Cummings. Oh God, I know, God. The thing you get, yeah, God. Oh man, the Papa, the way you can do your thing, I know. The way Papa can do your thing, Papa can just confuse people. You know, he can just sit and look at you and think you smart. Yombly went and put people together who already against Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings said, no problem. They went there, they brought the truth, and then in the conclusion, they put their feelings in the conclusion. But notwithstanding, in the conclusion, they still never said that Mr. Cummings author XYZ to benefit him. They say, oh, it honor Mr. Cummings watch. Oh, that document, they cover page, they're so dummy. They cover page, Muhammad Ali took it around and everybody signed the same cover page. Oh, in fact, let me tell you something. If I'm supposed to sign a document and they get 5 copies, why would I sign a 5-copy document and allow you to carry it? I will sign and take my copy. So where is Mr. Yuri copy? Where is so? According to them, they say Mr. Cummings got a copy. They said they signed 5 copies. Lies. Mr. Yuri said, yes, the document was amended. We accepted it. But why? But then Yombly said, Mr. Cummings won't be made enough to take responsibility because it was under his watch and all these things happened. What happened? You see how conflict of interest? She already supporting. That is why they say leader speaks last. Leader should be the last person to open the damn mouth to say anything negative. Especially when it comes to this kind of thing. You're in a group. That is why, according to the rubber rule of law, the presiding officer do not vote until it is time. When you in a meeting, you don't vote when you're presiding. When it's time, then you come and break it. The vice president, who is the president of the Senate, do not vote. But if there's a tie, the vice president will break the tie. You know what I'm saying? The vice president do not even get involved to argue. To even argue the case. But you know, God, look, that's why I love God. That's why I love the woman. I love to pray to God. Because sometimes when people try to stab you, they stab themselves. They were trying to shoot Mr. Cummings and they shot their own damn foot. They take their foot and shove it in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? It catch up with them today. Today, it catch up with them. Do the talking, we'll do the bluffing. We're going free, peacefully, relax. We don't interfere into people's business. We got to take care of our own party. The boy was just talking to me. The real truth is that he's a unity party guy. And he's one of those who are pissed off with Ellen too. But he's a patriot. He's a patriot. He fed up. They seen it and they try to make it look, they're trying to turn white into black, or black into white. Trying to make the wrong to be good, but it's not easy. Liberians are not stupid anymore. Liberians are not dummy. Liberians are not dummy. We sit here, we cussing, we have damaged ourselves. We all on the internet insulting political leaders, insulting each other. The hatred is going all over the place. No law and order in the country too. Douala is so messed up again. Even the traffic, no law and order. We ain't get no street where the people even drive. But we bring in Google cars, then we bring in Polaris and all 2022 in the country. Eh? What else? What else, people? That is why some of us say we protect, we behind Mr. Cummings. That is why I stand with Mr. Cummings, because I believe, according to Mr. Cummings' agenda, this agenda is for you and myself and our people. It's for Liberians, not for politicians. That is why the politicians cannot stand Mr. Cummings, because Mr. Cummings will order this government. Mr. Cummings will go after any corrupt individual. If you don't want to vote for Mr. Cummings because of that, thank you very much. I will live with it too myself. I will live with it. Today, the same people we helping like bro. These are the same people that brought Mr. Cummings, Mr. Bwaka to Mr. This man to power. Eh? People have not taken pay, no money. Things are hard in the country. Hard in the country. But yet and say other government officials right now, they have sent 20,000 to the family in America. Some have sent 10,000, 5,000 to the children to buy the gifts. Some of them are going to be having Christmas party because they want you to be a beggar. Tomorrow, I bet you the president will be having a Christmas party soon to bring you. See the compound down back there? The Polaris can only ride in that compound. You see the whole village. That's the whole village there. Then you're telling us that we should give them, they will get second chance. Liberians, I really want to see the stupidity. I'm waiting to see Liberians, the international community, the whole world is watching Liberia to see if Liberians are smart people. Cheers, guys. Cheers. This is not fair. This is not fair. The CPP was organized for check and balance to check George Weah government. It was not organized because of greed. Let Mr. Bwaka come out and say it, because he said it before. They were not organized because of greed, because of just to replace Mr. Weah. Mr. Weah got his own business. He got his own style of doing things. He got his own style. If Mr. Weah doing anything wrong, it's because of the people who surround him. Because he loves it. Most leaders, look, I will tell you today, if we don't tell Mr. Cummings the truth, and thank God Mr. Cummings loves to listen to the people around him, and thank God Mr. Cummings been saying it, and I've never heard it from any political leader, that if everything that comes from out of the political leader mouth is yes, that means he's the only one doing the thinking. Mr. Cummings listen to people, he take notes, and he go by it and see which one is good. That is why tomorrow nobody will go walk to Mr. Cummings and try to convince him. Mr. Cummings' chances of losing to be a bad leader is 0.00000.0 or 1. Let me just add 1 there. Because you know what? He built his integrity on honesty. He built his integrity in a way that he rather lose on election than to damage his character. Mr. Cummings, listen to me. rather lose. When I asked Mr. Cummings, why you in this thing? Why you want to be president of Liberia? He said, everything that I've ever earned, everything was given to me by Liberia because I'm a Liberian. I had the opportunity to leave. I represented Liberia. Everyone all with natural lives with this and that. But within myself, I was a Liberian and I represented Liberia. And it is time to give back. To help Liberians, you must be president. No. No. You don't have to be president to help Liberians. But to help 4.5 or 5 million Liberians, it's better for you to be a president because the executive is powerful. You will come up with guidelines. You will come up with agenda, the blueprint to that every Liberians will benefit. Mr. Cummings can remain as an ordinary person and don't run and help thousands of Liberians. He's doing it right now. He's doing it right now. God bless you and your family. He has been thinking about Liberia every day on his mind, every day. This guy reminds me about Barack. This man worked and prepared himself and ready to serve. He's not doing it because of the salary. Like Darius Dillon, who today Darius Dillon lied to us because of people that Darius Dillon will do. People will not trust politicians anymore. Don't do that, Liberians. When a Liberian fails, there are no Liberian that can pick up. We still get good Liberians out there who will do better for Liberia. We still got good Liberians. Look, if the Liberian people elect Mr. Cummings, for anybody to ever run for president after Mr. Cummings, you must know what you're depending on. Liberians, please, we don't need brokers to run our country. It's clean and clean and clean and clear. We don't need people who steal from our country to run for president. Like, look, they are your people. When they go out and work and make their money, improve their lives, and bring new things back to your country. Like, I'm not supporting Dana Kase, but like Dana Kase, do you think Dana Kase will want to get money from Liberian government? Maybe he could, but you're not even noticing. You're not even noticing. Maybe he wants Liberians to get the same opportunity. That is what Mr. Cummings is doing today. Mr. Cummings wants to see another Cummings. Who will not want their child to be like Mr. Cummings? You call him Congo. I would love for my daughter, my son, to be like Cummings. Be more than Mr. Cummings. A poor man. Let me tell you something. If Mr. Cummings was someone who was born in a rich family, get silver spoon or gold spoon in his mouth, I will not even be wasting my time. That means he don't know hardship. Or self-made man who mind and power, never build a house, live in Point 4, selling Docaflare, helping to deliver people, cheering them. He going around at the same time studying his lesson. All the China the same. Some are very quiet. Some are very quiet. Just like you and myself. Slept on the floor. Came to America. Never been hard to move around. He was able to go to Cottonton. You know how he went to Cottonton? There were people in Cottonton who the man and power in the market selling. Not because they were in Cottonton. You think have plenty of money. Went to CWA. Work LBDR. Mr. Cummings' responsibility now, everybody hire Mr. Cummings is for you to make money. The job, this qualification of Mr. Cummings, let me put this easy way. Now, the other one can tell you how to manage your money. You need to go to Wawa every day and buy coffee. You can face your own coffee instead of going to Wawa every day. And Mr. Cummings and the financial people, they can tell that one. Mr. Cummings, that the other one can tell you, say, instead of going buy BMW and you know that you can't afford it, You can buy another cheap Japanese cars that look so nice, and then you can save money. That Mr. Cummings' job. So that the same thing Mr. Cummings will tell Liberians. We prefer to do this one to save. We prefer to pay you more money so people can steal. We give you a living wage. If you're a sweeper, you must be a good sweeper and get your sweeper money. If you're a technician, you should get your technician money. You're a doctor, you must get your doctor. You're teachers, you must get your teachers money. You're a security man, whole day you in the night. You policeman, you must get paid so you will not take bribe from the taxi driver. Because the taxi driver, the commercial car should register for government to get money. There will always be, look, no, it's not easy to stop corruption. It's not easy. All the way they said when they catch you with drugs, you go to good jail. People are still pushing drugs. They got people who take risks to push drugs. But the fighting is still. In Liberia, we're so small. One man taking $50,000, $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Because we're getting the wrong people. People tell me, you listen to that boy, he said, you listen to him, he said that guys who won't go to UP, but they want a guarantee. That what my friend told me in America, yeah. My man, I can support Mr. Cummings. What is the guarantee? Because I can support Mr. Cummings, I get a job in the government too. So everybody wants a guarantee. But it's wrong. It's wrong. So the ANC is not for you. But what ANC and Mr. Cummings can do is to create avenues for people to work. Government should be the least. Government cannot be the biggest employer. Government need to do things. Mr. Cummings negotiated with countries for Coca-Cola. So Mr. Cummings know how to negotiate with countries. So if he's president, he knows exactly how to negotiate with them. You see? When they opened Coca-Cola in Ethiopia, other places, when Mr. Cummings was in England, taking care of the entire Africa, what's some point? I didn't believe it. And it's so shameful. Shameful. Liberians, we must put our act together. You are not the problems. Governors, our leaders are the problems. All our leaders in Liberia, they are corrupt. That is why our role models, they are corrupt. That is why every Liberian's coming up, they are corrupt. If you're waiting for Mr. Cummings to give you far down to go vote, it on you, man, Mapa. It on you. Don't do it. Some of our old people are the problem. Some of our old people, I saw it in 2018. I went to a place to campaign. I'm going to hide my hand, 10,000 Liberty. The man, he's the community leader. He is the community leader. He said, oh, don't worry, I will take care of everybody. But right there, they gave him 10,000 Liberty. I watching him. The boy gave him the money. I watching the guy. He took $2,000 from there and gave it to other group. He took 3,000 again. He took the 5,000 and put it in his bag. I watching him. I want to see what he's going to do. The young children, there were plenty. He gave them the 3,000, and he took out 2,000 again, and the other one he kept it for himself. Nobody said nothing. I told my brother, I said, you saw what happened just now? He said, what? I said, you notice it? You notice that the guy who gave the $10,000 so took 5,000 by himself? That is what they do to our people. Damn corrupt. But notwithstanding, you can be too technical and you lose it. If that what will cause you to be president, then that's the bet we'll give you. That when we're president, we will change it. We'll convince you. Mr. Cummings will be able to help 5 million plus Liberians if he's president. That means you are entitled to your resources. You are a Liberian. And how the president do your name? There should be good schools. We need to go back. Listen to Mr. Cummings. We need to go back to our our foundation, education, primary education from all the way down. It's not just to go to tell university students that will give you free tuition because you don't want to strike. When everybody in universities, most of them working. Yeah. So, no teachers. We're not training nobody. Everybody building schools, government official building schools. So what government doing? Every senator got school foundation. Yombly got a foundation now. Darius didn't got a foundation. Where was Darius didn't foundation before? I thought he was never going to open a foundation. He opened your own now too. And I will say again, I will no one apologize to support Darius Dillon. You know, they got some politicians who are crooks, but they still try to do some of the good things. Darius Dillon said it on Spoon. CPP was not organized because of Mr. Boakai. But you see, Darius Dillon speak that way because they know Mr. Boakai only need 1 or 2 votes. But this is where the shit hit the fence. Ure is not too sure of his delegates because Ure have not visited his party leaders for the last 4 years since the election. Ure have never been to Maryland, River G, Sano, Grand Jide, River Cess. Ure never stepped foot there. Ure never stepped foot in Nima County, never stepped foot. He went there the other time for Ide Gonglo, that was it, and he stopped right in Kanta. Ure stopped right to Bombing Hills. He never went to Cape Mount, neither Bopulu. He never stepped foot. Mr. Boakai never went to the southeast to even talk to his party leaders there. He went to Lofa County, just stopped on the highway. He never went to Cape Mount and never saw these people. He met maybe 4 or 5 county leaders. Finish. So they're not too sure of the vote. That is why they brought out the new thing. Oh, Mr. Cummings going to bribe all the delegates. Cry, baby. Cry, baby, cry. I want to see you cry. Cry, baby, cry. Don't cost me. Don't cost me. Don't cost. Yeah, don't cost. Cry, baby, cry. Oh, Mr. Cummings he won't bribe all the delegates. The time Mr. Cummings took 3 years back to go from counties to counties, from counties to counties, spending sleepless nights in the counties just to make sure that CPP offices are open. Then you want us to let CPP die after we spend all our energy. Go. Go. Ure won. In fact, from the Ure camp, they say where there's smoke, there's fire. From the Ure camp, they're looking at 2 options. If Mr. Boakai going to choose one, either Taylor Ure first or Henry Costa second. That's what Mr. Boakai was looking for. You won't believe it as your business. You won't believe it as your business. Then from the Liberty Party is Yombly. So Yombly is supposed to be the VP. Yombly she could not even win Mirror and Lova and that county on their own. Like Darius did not say that. Nobody, not anybody could do, and not anybody could just be on the CPP and win Monserrato. Darius Dillon, that what you saying today? The day the people go against you in that place, they will take you out and see if you come back again. See if you come back. Darius Dillon said, and I quote, when we go in a district to talk, how you expect us to rent PA system? Darius Dillon, don't be stupid, Senator. I'm not saying you're stupid. I said don't act stupid. Don't be like a stupid man. You could buy a PA system. Let me tell you some of the plans that we had when I was running campaign in Liberia for my brother. The first plan was my brother, we made it clear that he will not take salaries. He will not take a salary. The only thing he will accept will be money that will run the office. He will not take salary. 2, We will raise money to build town halls in every district. That means District 1 will have a town hall and a little clinic. And in that town hall, the senator will get an office there. All the representatives from that district will get an office. Then we are going to buy a PA system for only the senator. That PA system will be available anytime the senator is going to a district to speak. So we can rent it. We can't say, oh, we buy for every district. No, that's not how it's looking, because the fact is that if they wanted, our plan was to raise money. And this is how we're going to raise the money. It's a simple thing. Liberians, we are wicked people. And you guys who in the district, that is why Mr. Cummings' whole thing is that he preferred organization. He like to deal with organization. Now, the community that are in the district, where they're going to build the thing here, it's simple. If the senator and the representative in that place say that we're going to build a community center that will get a hall, because right in Nukutan District 16 got one. I don't even know if it's owned by them. Say yes, but District 16 got a nice hall on the main road in Douala, on the right hand side. Nice hall. You build this hall. The first thing, the senator might put $5,000 down. The representative might put $5,000 or $10,000 or $3,000. All the companies within that district, you write them to contribute. You call all the citizens, they raise money, $5, Liberty, $10, $20. When they put their money there, they will take care of it. Then you build that place. Small little clinic, small little place to talk. And also they can raise money and put a PA system there. Instead of the senator going around, but our plan was to get a PA system just in case. But the senator was not going to take a salary. The salaries are going to be used to districts every month and whatsoever. Then, because the senator go to work every 2 days in a week, we had a schedule where if you want to see your senator, certain time is for District 1, District 2, District 3. So the senator, if he got to go to work, he might be in District 1 to the town hall to his office. So anybody within District 1 want to see the senator, they can make the appointment right there. And on this day again, the senator supposed the next day, because we did a schedule, man, my brother, just at the campaign, sometimes it's based on the individual. We had a schedule. The thing I'm telling you, we had a schedule set. My brother used to be laughing at me. He said, my man, we win. I said, listen, we ain't win yet, but this is how it's going to be. If anybody in District 17, in your district, want to see you, they can only see you, they can make an appointment for this day, this day. When nobody go to Capitol Building to see you. The 2 days is for you to work. The other day is to go. When nothing to do, you can take a tour. Sunday is the touring day of the entire county. Or maybe Saturday is the tour. So it's a simple thing. And another thing we plan to do was to get all the Senate, to get the 2 senators and the 17 representatives, that you will contribute every month $200 or $300. And we'll find a place where we'll purchase beds and rice and just keep it just in case of flood and whatsoever. All these things, this is what you do as a group. Instead of going to build schools. That means if something happened in District 17, all the 2 senators and all the representatives will help District 17. It's like a susu. If it happened in District 1, everybody go there and help. It's the same county. Simple. You got a vision and you got to see how to help. Going in government is not about you getting rich. It's about changing something. It's about leaving your legacy. Maybe you want to be president. Well, you must show to the people the one that you can do now. So if you decide to be senator, fine. But if like somebody, let Mr. Cummings go as a senator in Maryland, Mr. Cummings look at somebody who want to go look for a job. Mr. Cummings look at somebody who just want to go sit as a senator because he think that he's supposed to make some deals. Man, y'all stop it, man. Y'all stop it. If Mr. Cummings go to Maryland and say he want to be senator, he will win Maryland with landslide. He only need to live in Maryland for 2 days. He need to live in Maryland for 3 months. Let me tell you the truth. How much is the total vote in Maryland County? The total vote in Maryland County is nothing to tour the entire Maryland County. For Mr. Cummings' financial backing, Mr. Cummings go to Liberia and say, I want to win, I want to be senator in Maryland County. Mr. Cummings, if he want to be a bad guy, his money alone will make him win in Maryland County. He just need to pay one horse and spend 3 months in Maryland County. Finish. 3 months in Maryland County. The money that ANC using right now to run around the entire country. Imagine they using it in Maryland. What will happen? They will vote against Mr. Cummings? No. Mr. Cummings will just put three cars in every little town and whatsoever. Maryland is a big place. So you guys stop it. That's not what Mr. Cummings is looking for. Mr. Cummings want to help. If you think that Mr. Cummings is not the kind of person to help, then you're free to do whatever you want to do. Keep George Weah. They say if you want to know that education is expensive, try ignorance. Try ignorance. So if you think Mr. Cummings is not the kind of guy, you keep President Weah. And he will bring plenty of the car for you. They want you plenty for you. And they won't be dropping you to school. They say that his son body won't. Now every day they will allow that kid. So that is it. That car is not an expensive car. Although it's a custom made, you can find that car. All the black boys in America get that car. It's not nothing, just a custom. You can change your life, you can do whatsoever you want to do. Yeah. But you see, guys, you got to make the decision. You got to make the decision. The international community looking at us. And don't even be afraid that President Weah will steal election. President Weah will not steal the election. I heard they said that the General Auditing Commission saying that they should remove the election commissioner because she's corrupt. She went and gave her brother contracts, and give her brother contracts to print, to bring some machine and whatsoever. These are some of the things that we're talking about. But I want to say this, Mr. Weah will not steal the election. He will not be brave to steal the election. I can tell you about it. I said it the other day. He will try. People will try to convince President Weah to steal the election. People will try to convince President Weah. And guys, there is no way, I will say it with pride and dignity, there is no way in the second round, if it ever happens, Mr. Cummings versus George Weah and Mr. Cummings will lose election. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Do you know what they call change? Do you know what they call change? Do you know how many silent voters in that country within the government and all who will say, I would prefer Mr. Cummings? If you think you're going to take, if we go separately, and you think that you're going to take second, and you think that maybe George Weah might take first, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that Mr. Weah will not even come first. Don't be surprised. And if it go between Mr. Cummings and Mr. Bwaka, my people, let me tell the real truth. LeBron will make that decision again for change. Liberia will make that decision again. We know you will not support Mr. Cummings. We know that very well. We know that. You're seeing it every day. Every day. Mr. Cummings supported Mr. Bwaka in the second round. Morally, financially, everything. He don't need to come out to endorse Mr. Bwaka. He told his people to vote their conscience. Mr. Bromskin did not endorse Mr. Bwaka, but he was with Mr. Bwaka. Darius Dillon did not endorse Mr. Bwaka. Yombly voted for George Weah. And some of them now, you think we stupid, playing the old tape. Why you can play the tape with Mr. Bronskin calling Mr. Mr. Bwaka or travelers and whatsoever? Why you can play? Why you can play the tape with Mr. Bronskin say Mr. Bwaka is corrupt? Why you can play it? You're playing the tape. You're playing the tape with Billy Tay and this guy. And guess what? They were right. They were right. If that anything, Mr. Cummings was wrong. If that's anything, Mr. Cummings was wrong. But what they don't know that there was no contract signed. They all agree that no matter what happens, they all will go behind the opposition party against Unity Party. But it was not signed. It was no dog. It was just a memorandum of understanding. It's not a contract. So it was not signed. But Mr. Cummings still believed that, listen, it would be wrong on my part to endorse Mr. Bwaka when I am in opposition to UP. So what I would do, I would not endorse anybody, which was the best decision that he made. Bilete, Ben Senvi, and the other people who went to George Weah went there because on the grounds that we will stand together against the ruling party. It was the agreement. Let us be honest. It was the agreement. It was the memorandum, the MOU that was signed in, I think, Nima County or whatsoever. When they came back, George Weah decided to go on their own. George Weah came up from that program. George Weah said, me, I run you. That's how he brought Joel and Brother Paul and said, listen, between two of you, George Weah told them straight, y'all can join me, but I'm the standard bearer. Straight, he told them he had it from them. He looked at Tyler got money. He looked at Joel got the MPP. He brought them, two of them, between two of them, who would be vice president. And I went to Joel because MPP powerful than the ALP, the LPDP. You see? So don't blame Ben Senvi. They all signed an MOU that we will stand by the opposition against Unity Party no matter how the outcome. If we go into the second round. That's what happened. So Mr. Cummings decided, say, listen, I'm not going to support George Weah as president. George Weah going to fail. I will support Mr. Bwaka, but I don't need to come and endorse them. Darius did not never endorse nobody. Why you ain't talk to the Liberty Party? Mr. Bromsky, who came out and said, why you got to endorse Mr. Weah? He still never endorsed Mr. Bwaka. He never did it. Yombly today, what she did, she voted for George Weah in our election. Only Ure was the only man who endorsed Mr. Bwaka. Only Ure. And some of us went to Mr. Bwaka. And some other people from ANC went to George Weah because that would have think they have the right. That's their right. You owe them nothing. You owe them nothing. Thank God you never even wake up in your shit because you're still showing a corrupt attitude. It was still going to be worse, not be worse like this, but it's still going to be worse for you guys. Yes. You're going to start killing people, start doing all kinds of things to people the same way. Yeah. Mama Ali, then all the guys who are calling people terrorists and all kinds of things. You see, look, God will say, God just know how to blind you guys. You're sticking lane. You're sticking lane. You better change your tune. You change your tune, man. People change your tune. Share this. Okay, let me play. I'm going to play the 5 watts and 5 how. I'm going to go to break. I'm going to go to a 5-minute breaks. 5-minute break or more than that. But I'm going to play my 5 watts and how. I want you to open your ears. Listen to what Mr. Cummings is saying. This is how our country needs to go. He talked about the development of Liberia, infrastructure, creating jobs and education, healthcare, and government of inclusion. So listen to it. Everything is in there. Everything is in that thing. So just listen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your president waiting.
Kokolioko, chicken they crow for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay? So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country we will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they crow for day.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we're sweeping, we're cutting, we're moving up away. We coming, we coming. As we coming, we're sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, speak. We coming. We coming.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you again for coming back. And that is the 5 whats and the 5 how of Mr. Cummings. He's telling you what he will do. He's continuing to improve on it. And he's upgrading everything that Mr. Cummings ever decided to get through. He's upgrading it. So, guys, you can also follow me on YouTube, TGN TV, and share this video. I know I want for people to get used to this platform now, because if I go on Facebook direct, I sometimes get more people coming through. But what I noticed, a lot of people watch it, but I don't see them. And other people watch it on your page, which I will not be able to see them because we're not friends. Yeah. Okay, let me take my little shot again. I'm drinking drinks. Juzu Fanako. Now, sir, let me change my camera. My camera gone blurred. Okay, I just switched to the other camera, and yeah, I just switched to my other camera anyway. So, guys, and we're talking to you people. Talk to your people back home. Yes, we say things which is sometimes not right, but we must speak the truth. The truth is the only thing that Liberian people need for them to understand that this thing here is not about one man. It's not about one man. And I'm showing this picture back here so you will understand that this is the man that we elected to be president of Liberia. Ask yourself the question: what have he acquired since he became president of Liberia? How rich he is today. That's your money. He played the best soccer in the world, make a lot of money, but he living the best life. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. But our people are suffering. Our people are suffering. We're not there to fool anybody. Our people are suffering. If you think they're not, because some idiots can come up and say, but people been suffering long time in Liberia before even George reacting to power, that's true. One guy saw me yesterday. He said, how about Ellen? And Ellen stole too. At least Joe, we are stealing money and he building the things in Liberia. Wow. That is strange. Only in Liberia. Only in Liberia. These things happen. Only in Liberia. These things happen. Yeah. Only in Liberia. I'm getting ready to leave you guys. And today is Friday. Who calling? Patient. Okay, I got 2 new comments. Let me see what the comments say. Okay, guys, someone just called and I tried to. Henry Yango, Abel. What? Hello, 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 hello. How are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm good.
Yeah.
This is John. I'm calling from Maryland.
Hey, what's up, my man? How's everything, man?
Oh, hanging there, my brother. How yourself?
Thank God. Add your voice. Add your voice. What you want to say? Go ahead.
Well, a couple of
With the
things.
situation in Liberia right now, there are a lot of people now trying to negotiate. They negotiating. They're going. They all under the table negotiating right now. And I see other guys trying to do things.
And somebody will be surprised. So listen, I really not even worry about the other people. You know, what's bothering my mind is the contract, the extension of, what they call that, Aslam Metal contract.
Yep.
And the passing of the budget. Look, money, that's some of the problem I have with this so-called democracy, right? It's not good for every country. You see, the foundation of democracy says is for a people of at least 75% literacy. That means 75% of the people in the country need to be able to at least read and write before you can practice something like that. We got a country where 75% or more are illiterate, and we say we're practicing democracy. That's how come we got the kind of people we got in the legislature. I mean, these people have no sense of why they're there. They got no vision of what they want to see the country. All they care about is how much money they can get for themselves.
Yep.
The first thing is that Asla Mattel contract got 9 more years before it can expire. What's the rush? What's the rush? The rush is for 2 reasons. Either they see that Judge we are going to lose, And the new administration, if they are incoming, they know they're not going to get by with it. The second thing is that this administration went to them because they want that money to use some for election and to put the rest in their pockets. Told them, say, listen, we can extend the contract, but you will have to give us this and you will have to give us that. Just bring it, we'll pass it. Because there is no explainable facts why they want a contract extended that still has now more years on it. Why, and what's the rush? I mean, you want to tell me nobody in the House of Representatives got enough sense to even argue that? Look, you know, they put some people on firing squad when they didn't even understand what the country was at the time. These other guys, these are the people who really need to go on firing squad. Because when they say abuse of public office, that, I mean, we have reached the zenith. You cannot abuse public office more than these guys are doing. You know, look at the budget. What is reasonable in that budget that they're trying to pass? What is reasonable in it? You see all the extensions and extravagance they're putting into the budget. You want to tell me none of your guys know balls to say no? I can tell Liberian people, you know, I like to hear them arguing about who will be elected and who will not be, as if you can talk about election void of the capability of the person to do better for the country. Oh, we'll vote for Joey, we'll vote for Joey. You cannot love your country and say you will vote for Joey. You cannot love that country and think so. You know, you got a guy like Cummings. You really think Cummings will sit down across the table from Mantel and they tell him that foolishness they tell him at the government?
No way. No way.
You know, but the people taking advantage for them, when they put it in black and white, they didn't care. $800 million and money for Mantel. That's no money. The CEO alone can get your check to his account and he will not even feel it. Much more the whole company. You know? So, I don't know what the guy's trying to do to that country.
In fact, there was a serious argument today in the Senate. I think the guy from that Grand Bassa, somebody, they almost got into a fight. And I saw that video. It's shameful. And, you know, there are things in the contract they have not even abide by, and you want to extend the contract.
These people haven't done 80% of what they promised in the first contract. The contract not over yet. And then you're trying to extend it? Really? You saw Lamco? I don't know if you ever went to Yikipa or thing before the war. I mean, that place was like, when you're there, you don't even know you're in Liberia. It was like bomb mines. It was like Lamco. You know, people want to go there for vacation. I used to go there several times for vacation. My uncle was a senior staff there. The very place, the community center, where they had the cinema and all that kind of thing. I saw it the other day with bush all over the place. These people got the people living in Cantina, and you got the mind to talk about extending contract. People were supposed to renovate 1,200 houses to put the staff in. They said they only renovated 200. And you're extending their contract?
Yep.
What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? When they finish, they get a mind to sit down. Oh, Congo people did that. Congo people did that. Congo people will never sign that other contract that you're signing because you don't even care for the place you people were just the other day. Just the other day, all of you were running around in the villages. You come from there, you go to Capitol building now and doing worse to the people. That's abomination to the country. And these people need to be punished for that.
Yep.
But I don't blame them. The Liberian people need to know their rights. They need to know that when they vote for these people, they're not favor what they're doing for them. To go in the legislature is not another job. You go there to work for the people. You're supposed to be protecting the people, not to go connive with the executive to exploit the people. It's a shame.
It is.
It's a disgrace.
It is.
And I hope the Senate will have better sense to try to stop it. People talking about suppose Meta leave. Meta will not leave because they know how much money they got in there. So, Liberia iron ore is 80% iron. Where do you find it?
Yep. They're making money. They're not going nowhere. They're not going
nowhere. If you told them to make it $1.5 billion, they would do it because they ain't going nowhere. You know what they eyeing? They eyeing the Futa Jalo Mountain deal that's supposed to be passing their all through Liberia. Let these people turn fool and let these people get the railroad in their contract. They will be charging that company from Guinea to pass the ore through Liberia on Liberia railway track to the seaport where they're going to charge them for the port. Can you imagine? You did $800, they will make it in 1 year $800 million. And our people sit down there and see the standing people. You know, it's a shame. I don't know what will happen to them, but these people, they need to be seriously penalized.
Like John, I said something. I said, even at 30,000 in the budget, ANC got lawmakers in there, and I'm saying that we're sending a warning to them. They need to resist to get out of that whole money. They should not receive that money because this is nonsense. We cannot criticize it, and our own people who representing the party and within the house trying to take that money for themselves.
The thing about it, money, they $30,000 business. These people make $10,000 for working 8 hours a week. How many hours do you work a week here?
40.
At least 40. You don't make $10,000, I'm sure. These people make $10,000 a month for working 38 hours a month. Less than what you do a week.
Yep.
And Darius Dillon got the audacity
to come and justify it.
To justify talking about when they go somewhere, they got to rent hall and microphone. What the hell were you using when you were running your campaign?
Yeah.
Huh? That $30,000 you use to rent hall and microphone when you were running your campaign, that today to go speak to the same people who voted you, you need to rent hall for who to go in. When you used to meet them before. These people got no shame to run the office. What more office you want to run? The government paying for everything. Plus they giving you incentive. And you know one trick they play? Every time you hear them say, oh, my salary. The salary is not high.
Yeah.
The incentives is where they kill the people. So when they're talking about salary, that they bluff. No. We want to say your pay. We're not talking about no salary, your pay that you're getting. You know, these people use car for 3 years and they change their car every year. In that budget, they got money to change their cars.
Yep.
3 years? In America, yes, sir. You don't change your car 3 years. Then who don't change their car 3 years? You know the rich people?
Yep.
What foolishness is that one government buying you car and must change it every 3 years? Where they going? Where they going with it? look, everybody, they doubling their incentives for their offices, paying President Pro Tempore $3 million. Even in America, the President Pro Tempore don't make that kind of money.
Nope. Nope.
I mean, what kind of highway robbery is this? This other man go buy a roaster and lie to people that his son get in, that your son can call you money? So then I was give why your son was not there to present a gift to you. You know, those kind of foolish lie and Liberian people, they share every damn thing. Don't you see your country dying? Don't you see that there's no future for your children as is? Or you don't care?
Yeah, don't care.
You don't care.
The
So
first,
because you poor, your children too must be poor, and
Yeah.
their children must be poor. That way will make you happy. That's the Liberia you wanted, that you caused all this trouble for. That's the Liberia you wanted when you fought war and all of that. That is this the Liberia you were fighting for?
so that thing will only be used in a compound, because I don't as low as it is, I don't know which of the street.
You can see these boys riding that thing here. He able to ride on the road because he don't have the police escort. They don't clear the road. when
Yeah,
you
that's
go,
true. They
right?
will clear the road from his house all the way to the
You know, my thing here, money, is that the government wastes $150,000 on each vehicle that he has for it to be bulletproof, right? If you can ride that one, then what the hell is spending money on bulletproof car? And because I want to open, if somebody, you're so scared that somebody will shoot you, how you will ride that?
But you see, John, let us be honest, and no president will purchase a car when you are a president. No president, you don't buy a car. So they will purchase cars for you, for yourself. When you leave office, you can do whatever you want to do now.
You can't even do what you
So
want to do.
where this president got this, yeah, you cannot. It's a risk. What I'm saying here is a serious risk for our president to drive this in the street. No, that's why I said maybe you just ride in the compound. But what they do, don't be surprised. One Sunday morning, they will stop. Now I tell you, I said, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that they will block the road, the entire boulevard from his house straight to the foreign affairs.
Yeah.
So
And
he,
people will be sending their
yes, so he alone can just drive and go to that office. Don't be surprised. It will happen.
and they will be clapping.
And it will happen, President. We are doing this.
So-called journalists asking people, but so what?
Yes.
You know, the man boy own car,
You
so
see,
what?
that's how stupid we are. Journalists, them say, and it's wrong. It is wrong for the safety of our president. Look, no president purchase cars. Seriously, no president.
The man that go to the nightclub, that guy again for
Now in Liberia, we do all this thing. You got everything to your convenience. The poor protect you. They give you 24/7 protection, and that's it. You want to buy these things, you wait. You wait. Then they say, oh, any man get it right to buy a car and this and that.
Go to the nightclub impromptus. You don't tell nobody, you just enter.
You know,
You know.
I don't understand what people. That is why it's always good. Then the next thing, when the next person can say, yeah, another person did it, I will do it too. Then what you run on? What you showing? What example?
And this is why money, you see them scared when they hear Cummings' name, they're afraid. The Liberian people themselves seem to be afraid of things being done correctly.
Even when President Doe used to buy his stupid cars, then he never used to advertise it like President Weah. I think President Weah doing it deliberately. Say I will get a thing to talk about. Even Charles Taylor, when Charles Taylor used to buy,
When he went to the church there,
yeah,
he telling the pastor, he said, me, I'm a celebrity, whether they like it or not.
yeah, that today you celebrate it.
Still thinking
Yeah.
about himself as a celebrity. That tell you where his mind is.
Yeah. What are they like it? Like I'm a celebrity. Yes, we agree. You are. You are.
You know?
You are a celebrity. But even the late President Doe used to get all kinds of cars. They don't advertise it. Even Charles Taylor They could not advertise Chancellor car, but you say Chancellor drive a bulletproof. And you know, it just sad. Seriously, it make no sense. It make no sense.
But
It make no sense.
Our citizens don't know their rights. They don't know why they do what they do. They don't even know why they vote. That's our problem. Because if our citizens knew, they would have occupied the Capitol building yard since this gone week.
Yeah. Yep.
For these people not to sign those deals. If they knew their power, if they knew their rights, they would go in our capital every day, every during and striking when they fire minister. But they will sit down and that kind of budget pass and they don't go strike for it. They're supposed to be the intelligentsia. But they don't understand that billing effect, that budget effect. How much were inside for LU? Why did they double LU on a thing? In fact, they cut it. But they double the stationary $20 million for monkey of it. What foolishness is that? You know, look, Liberia is up to us to decide whether we want to continue suffering or we want things to get better for our children. And that we will decide 2023. You can talk all your thing. Oh, CPP. CPP is a group that came together with individuals. Look amongst the individual and choose the most capable and competent one among them to make president. Ain't got nothing to do with CPP. Ain't got nothing to do with CPP. You worry, you so concerned about CPP having problem. Why you not concerned that CDC having problem? Why you not concerned about that? You know, is that a reasoning that will make you go vote for CDC? And you hear all these people propagating that nonsense. You know, do you really care about Liberia that you will even be propagating that kind of nonsense? Oh, CPP fighting and this and that. Of course, CPP will fight. There are 4 different people coming together. You don't see what the fight is. You don't see where the fight started from. Why you don't discuss that part?
Yep.
You just generalize. Eh? Why you don't discuss the future of the children if things continue as they are? You pretend like you care. And let me bring news here tonight. And money mark my word. You see Stanton Witherspoon? Stanton Witherspoon is using these guys to run his personal campaign. Stanton Witherspoon has intent to run for the presidency. If it's not 2023, it will be 2029. Mark my word tonight. Mark my word.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do.
Mark my word. Watch him. If you got any political mind, watch him. Watch what he's doing. Watch what he says. And tell me you don't see the intent. He has that ambition. If you see more and more as the show become popular, he get overly ambitious. Watch him. You will say John said this. Watch it.
Okay, John. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate your input.
You're welcome.
Okay, have a good night. Yeah, guys, and Henry Yango, I understand the president has a right to enjoy himself, to good life. He's already having a good life. Every president have a good life. Every president. But every president is under restriction. Buying what he's trying to use now is not in the interest of his safety in Liberia. And he only try to show off and whatsoever. But people always say, oh, the president can do this. Listen, I've not seen no president who take money to buy a personal car when the president, because they can buy any car they want to buy. You know, but it's not even a major issue. It's up to him. He can do whatever. Liberia is just one of these places, especially Africa. We think that they will be behave like America, but it's impossible. Corruption is at the tip. They believe that the president of Liberia got everything under his command, and somebody can purchase that car for him. Somebody can give him gifts, and which is wrong again. But according to it, they say his son, the one that bought it. So, and I don't know which of the son, whether that Champ or that Timothy. So Timothy, congratulations for buying one car for buying the Polaris for your dad. Congratulations, Timothy. In fact, I need to post it. And they say Timothy purchased a Polaris for his father. That's a good thing. That's his father. So it's not bad. I like it. And so, guys, nothing much to be said. I only have to tell you guys that let us do what is right for Liberia. Some might say, like my friend said, Mr. Cummings will be president in 2029. And that's your view. And I hope we all live to see 2029. And he said I should save this tip that Mr. Cummings will not win George Weah. I don't know where the pathway they are looking at for George Weah to win. But before I close, let me just give you a little scenario. Let me give you a little numbers. CDC is made up of 3 political parties. CDC, when every sedition, NP, and whosoever vote, CDC come with 38%. In the second round, they came with 62%. That means other Liberians joined them. This going election, all the sedition voted, and it was wrong. It was bad for them. So I don't know what you guys are really looking at George Weah can win anybody in Liberia. The time to campaign against George Weah have not reached yet. So don't worry. George Weah can paint the entire street. He can paint the air, the sky. He can blow the entire place off. When we ready to campaign against President Weah, the Liberian people will know exactly what we're talking about. You cannot develop and corruption is at the highest. You cannot be paving road when people are dying. You cannot be paving or building places when our people cannot even take pay. We cannot see your people stealing money broad day and while our people are suffering. We gave this president first 6 years. He make it. He failed. Then you think Liberians will give him another 6 years? Liberians not drinking water through their nose, my people. There are seditionists in Liberia now who threaten the CDC. Say, you just wait till come 2023. You'll see what happen. Everybody, I know seditionists who die-hard seditionists who have decided to just abandon it and go to another party. They're not joking. You helped me yesterday, you helped me today. In the day you chase black car, you find it. In the day you find it. 6 years where the CDC government is supposed to perform to get another 6 years. They are worse. Or because they fix one lane road. Yes, they fix road. My first time in my history in Liberia to see corporation build their head office, they put a president picture. They build this thing, they put a president picture. They worry about achievement instead of doing the job. My first time to see a political party win election and stay campaigning until we're coming back to the other election. They have, how can you campaign for the last 6 years and you're not doing the work of the people? You only concerned about the president. The president said that his contribution to Liberia for building the invisible park. What? President Weah said that his personal contribution for the park, government, oh Jesus, then Liberia, you think we're stupid? Do you people? Yes, we need it. But when you attaching projects, government project to the president, oh, that the president, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Is the president money? That's the money the president got. What are you guys doing this for? And journalists can't even ask questions. The journalists are so stupid in Liberia. They are the worst, the damn corrupt than anything, the journalists. I heard another guy asking one of the senator questions. Oh, are you going to stop? Will you will not sign a document? You guys never even have the opportunity in your whole life to interview President Weah. But you don't have to interview other people. Stupid journalists in our country. They're not even journalists. They jealous us. They go around with cell phone, asking questions as if they're forcing. Eh? As if they're forcing. They do research. We don't have investigative journalists. They don't do nothing. They ask questions based on sentiment. They ask questions based on they say. They cannot even have a good, even the one that we consider to be journalists in Liberia, they are all damn corrupt. Their ideas are corrupt. Lies. Legend who ran it, all of them are liars. Bunch of liars. Lie to the Liberian people. Bunch of liars. Then you're telling us, oh, President, we will win you again. You know how he won before? You think that Congress for Democratic Change gave President we had the victory? Do you people think that it was Congress for Democratic Change that gave George we had the victory? No. No. It was the collaboration of 3 political parties along with other Liberians who joined in the second round. And all these people have abandoned you now. They left you. How can you win? 205, 211. President Weah lifted the hands of the late young blood. She beat Jill Randolph. He put the hands of Geraldine Doe up. Akara's grave. Solomon Joe. But today, Joshua cannot lift the hands of nobody in the wind. You're talking about the opposition. Independent and opposition. Whether they were part of your party before and you pushed them on the bus, they went as an independent and they won. They beat a CDC candidate. So how can you tell me? Independent defeated the ruling party in the 4 political subdivision. In the 4 counties district, the biggest district in Grand Gita of independent and independent candidate defeated CDC candidate. In Nimbak and in Bon County, where they spent $50 million, Joel Howard campaign and all over, independent won. In Nimbak County, and CDC supported Prince Johnson. Sam Brown defeated him as an independent. So, what is it's not benefiting the ruling party. It don't benefit the ruling party. It's against the ruling party. It's not even against the CPP because CPP is opposition too. So it's easy because the guys who went independent, if you think they were part of your party, you push them under the bus. You disgrace them. You said they were nothing. They were a bunch of fools and they defeated you. They don't need the hands of President Weah. Even right now in Montserrat County, Massachusetts, don't need the hands of President Weah anymore. Why you think CDC looking for counties to go to? Because President Weah cannot campaign in Montserrat County again, the biggest county. They cannot. You see President Weah campaign in Montserrat County? No. And let me tell you something. The other information I got. In CDC, President Weah felt that Thomas Falla was getting too popular. That is why he pushed Thomas Falla to go and contest for the Montserrat or something. And Thomas Falla lost. Let me tell you, which is truth. If you win Montserrat County, if you can campaign in Montserrat County, you can campaign anywhere in Liberia. Montserrat County is the hardest county to campaign in. That is where they got a lot of too much no people. That is where everything, right now, up to 40% of the votes are in Montserrat County. Between 36 to 40% of the votes are in Montserrat County. 17 districts. To campaign, it's not easy. You spend more money in Montserrat County than any other counties. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about Joshua will win. Joshua already afraid. And President Weah not going to cheat. Because I know President Weah don't want to go to jail. President Weah don't want to go to the Hague. President Weah will want to enjoy his retirement. He would not want to go to the Hague and allow people to jail him and say, oh, and act like Bowie, the guy from Ivory Coast. I don't think President Weah will sit there when they defeat him to steal the election. I don't think so. I don't think so. to say, oh, the people around President Weah were pushing. President Weah will not do it. President Weah will negotiate to take some of his stuff. We'll order President Weah. He will be audited. The Constitution will defend President Weah not to go to jail, but most of the guys will go to jail. President Weah will be audited. They will bring corruption charges against him and whatsoever. But according to the Constitution, on Article 61, or president or former president cannot be prosecuted for any corrupt charges under his administration. But he will be audited, and what is not his will be taken away from him. Other people will fall in. Some of them will be the sacrificial lamb. Some of them will run from their own country and will chase them and bring them back to Liberia, can face charges. Yeah. So, President, we're not going to steal no election. Don't let nobody fool you. President Weah would not steal the election. The international community is watching. I can tell anybody, President Weah will not steal the election. He will not. He knows the whole world watching him. He will not want to be like the Guinean president. He will not want to be like other president who, after losing the election, and then he tried to argue, and at the end of the day, they will tell him to leave. No, he cannot do it. President want to return. President Weah right now want to be like Ellen Johnson. But the fact of the matter is that President Weah will be audited no matter what. Go up, come down. Unless it's not Mr. Cummings. But I know Mr. Cummings will audit everybody down to the sweeper in our government. Oh, yes. He will tell Liberian people what he's taking over. We're not going to act like President Weah who say, oh, I took over nothing, but you don't prosecute nobody. Oh, I took over the country had nothing, but you don't prosecute nobody. You don't audit nobody. How you know? How you know you took over the country and nothing was there? When you audit. The thing sitting on your desk, but you picking and choosing who to go after. Who to go after, you picking and choosing, Mr. President. And you will be responsible. You will. Liberians will not make the mistake 2 times. Liberians saw themselves in George Weah, so nobody will fool us here. Oh, and the way they see people behaving, Liberians will vote. That's a lie. That's a lie. Liberians will not make no mistake. You talk to Maggie, he say, if we win. You talk to Tua, they say, if we win. Yeah. Don't make no mistake. 2029. You're telling that all the time, he said, you think the force that you got to go 2 terms? You think it's a must that Liberian president go to? Ellen Johnson play on the Liberian people. She played the first round. And everybody said, but let them make Omar president for the second time. But instead of Joe Weah doing the same thing, they messed up the first round. You will be a fool. How will you consider somebody for the second round when they even perform the first round? Eh? You went into the league. You play the first half. The player mess up. But you got other player on the bench and you say, okay, let's get a man chance again to go start the league. You know you can't do it. You know you can't do that. You know. That means the whole world will know that Liberia is the dumbest, the worst human being, the worst people on earth. Liberia's name is in the Guinness World Book of Records as the most corrupt and most cheating country in the world when it comes to elections. And it's not going to happen on the George Weah watch. George Weah will not steal the election. I can tell anybody that. He's scary. He tried it. He will be sitting with Chad. Maybe Chad will still be alive. If George Weah try it, when Liberian people rise up against him, he got no choice. He will end up turning over. He will end up just walking out and they will arrest him. And if people die again, he will know. Nobody going to look. There will be no war in Liberia, but the citizen will rise up. And when the people die and when they kill the people, it will be a genocide and it will be in the head on the president. So, President, we are telling you, my brother, do not get involved. If the people don't want you, you leave. You leave. If you win fairly, that's it. If the people chose to carry you, that's it. Do not tamper with the election. Do not. Do not tamper with the election. Yes. So if anybody telling me, oh, President, we are with it, you don't fool nobody here. Nobody will fool anybody here. Yes, Henry, Liberia is your party. We agree. Liberia is a party of everyone. That is number 1 country. That is why some all spend hours and days and whatsoever on this nonsense thing here. We're talking every day because we want to educate our people. My brother and the parties, Mr. Cummings cannot win this coming election because so many wrong attachment. But if he can work on it by going on his what drawing board, he will do better because right now he is the only option and hope for Liberia. But the timing of this election will not allow him to win. Liberian politics is two faces politics that most. Listen, I understand what you're trying to. You're trying to be very sympathetic to say Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is doing anything as any politician supposed to do. You go to all the counties. Mr. Cummings having hairways in Liberia. Everybody knows who is Mr. Cummings. Being part of the CPP and the CPP trying to stab him in the back, it still means nothing. It is better that it started now. In fact, it's good that it start now. Those who causing the problem will leave, and we see them leaving. We see them leaving soon. Whether Mr. Cummings goes on his own or not or whatsoever, but Mr. Cummings, he believed that we can work together. And Mr. Cummings is not a typical politician. Mr. Cummings is consistent in everything that he's doing. He explains his agenda. He continue to tell people the truth. And that's it. If Liberian people don't want Mr. Cummings, my brother, and let me make it, I want you to play the tape. I'm not going to save your tape. Mr. Cummings will not, if Mr. Cummings don't win election in Liberia, he's not going to contest 2029. It will be a nonsense thing. It make no sense. It's not that he desperate to be president. People who desperate to be president, the people who continue over and over and over want to run for president. Liberian politics will not make Mr. Cummings go bankrupt. Because if anybody think that Mr. Cummings taking Mr. Cummings alone shouldering the bills of ANC, then you'll get it wrong. Then you'll get it wrong. Because people in America here who are willing to put the little 5 cents, 10 cents behind Mr. Cummings. So if you think that Mr. Cummings will go broke and then whatsoever, no, Mr. Cummings is not in this business to make money. He don't want the salary. Yes, we'll protect him. We'll give him car to drive around, but he's not going into it that he must because he want to make the money. He want to make the difference. He believed that what he did out there, Mr. Cummings' job is to make money for people. How you can manage, how you can do things. And our biggest problem in Liberia is the economy. Because people steal. There are a lot of waste going on in Liberia. They're buying $70,000, $90,000 cars for government officials. For what? For what? And for what? And I believe, look, I'm telling you, you know, when you see people lying, when politicians are about to lie, they will tell you. When politicians or good politicians tell you the truth, that listen, it's not going to be all smooth. I alone cannot do this, but together we can do it. It's going to be tough for the first 6 months if I'm president. It's going to be tough because we must take the hard choices. We must make the hard choices for Liberia. It's going to be tough. So when you say these kind of things, you understand it's going to be tough. We'll make the hard choices. It's not just going to be free. Nobody going to tell you say it will be easy when Mr. Cummings president. I mean everything. No. For the first 3 months, 6 months, it's going to be hard. Business people will want to run. Do you know what's Mental Steel trying to push this contract? Mental Steel already got 9 more years to go. They believe that when they can get this contract because they're not too sure that they know Mr. Cummings will not sit with them like that. They know that when Mr. Cummings sit with them, it will be in the interest of Liberia. $800 million, almost $1 billion. That's what the government depending on. They want to take that money quick, in advance, and then you lock yourself up. You think Mental Steel going to just go from Liberia? Mental Steel not going nowhere. They know what they're making in Liberia. They know. Our problem is our leaders. We've been having bad leaders, bad governance for so long. That is why our people are suffering. Government schools is nothing in Liberia. All the government officials building schools. Nothing. Well, Afro Vikings. You are right. He said, Henry Yango, and who you believe yourself to be when it comes to electoral matters, that you can decide who will win or not. That's the fact. You can't, sometimes I see all this writing, he would never win. If George Weah can win election in Liberia, who can win election in Liberia? That is why we want to change it. This popularity thing here is killing Liberia today. That is why you see today, we make George Weah president. He's popular, very smart. Everybody not smart, but everybody love him because he played football. You see what he bringing to us. Today he's an engineer. The president go to a park that he's trying to build. Instead of the engineer explaining, the president going on a tour explaining to the Liberian people what it's all about. The president said that his contribution to life. Then Liberian people sitting there and believe it. You guys saying that, oh, but you don't have to be president to help Liberia. When President Weah was making money in Liberia, when he had GM Professional, he built one stadium. President Weah never put one word. If President Weah ever spent to dig a well for Liberian community, today will be my last day on earth. Nowhere in Liberia, President Weah ever put one word for people to drink water for. In Liberia, when he was playing football. In Clarendon. But there were a lot of ordinary Liberians who went to Liberia and helped the community and spent $200-300 to dig well. In 2018, I dug 3 wells. President Weah did not. He never. But he won election based on our so-called fake popularity because he played football. Because most of our people are illiterate and they don't give a damn. Liberian people are not people who have the mind. Nowhere in the PHP where I used to dress, nowhere. The community on 9th Street that President Weah had his house, he never put where for these people. In rehab, he never dug a well for them. When he was senator, he never did it. Then today, President Weah say, oh, I will roof the zinc in the people to the people's house in Clarendon. Just to find out, government spent almost $800,000 to roof houses. They went to Jamaican resort. Government paved the road. That's a private property, not even a government property, a private property, just for entertainment. That's how Liberia operates. That's how Liberia operates. That is why they're afraid of Mr. Cummings, because they know Mr. Cummings will not accept it. Mr. Cummings will not accept it. Mr. Cummings is not going to look for a new house. He's not going to build a house when he's president. He already finished what he's supposed to do. Mr. Cummings is not going to buy no new car for himself when government will give him car to use. Mr. Cummings loves cars. That's one of his fantasies. He loves cars. He's short. He's not a guy who can put too much thing on him to wear the Liberian flag. But he loves cars. He drives good cars. Mr. Cummings got the latest Mercedes Benz, almost like a chartered Benz. Latest one. He loves cars. His house and his cars, that's it. That you can tell. He's not going to buy a new car. He's not going to build a new house. He built a house that cost over $1 million in Liberia as a resident. He got houses. He got properties all in Liberia. He don't need to do it when he's president. That is why he worked, retired, and decided to come. It doesn't mean that when Mr. Cummings, he can be president before he do things. No, he already doing things for people. His foundation is the biggest foundation in Liberia that helping Liberians with schools and doing all. The only school in Liberia, science, mathematics, technology school, the only engineer school for high school in Liberia, the Cummings Academy. You know what I'm saying? The only school. And he helped other students the Nima Community College, EMU, University of Liberia. He get involved in everything. He deal with organizations, hospitals, mosques, churches. He help people. So whether we make him president or not, he will still do it. He will still survive. It's not going to cut nothing from him. But why we should, if we do this to Mr. Cummings, that means we'll do it to every Liberian. They will do it to you. You qualify, you well prepared, you settle, you got money for yourself, your family. You're not going to steal. You want to say, okay, the only way, because the president, it is the problem we've been having. We don't have a president with vision. When the government, when the leader has lack vision, the nation perish. That is how we're perishing today, because there is no vision. There's no vision. The president himself in Liberia refusing to bring good people. There are a lot of good, sound professionals in CDC. But President, I don't want them. They know too much. They know too much. A lot of them brag, oh, I don't want to make the president make money. You know. The thing about was talking from Liberia today, you think he was joking? That's a true thing. If in the UP, some people in the UP are pissed off with UP guys, and because some of them looking at wrong and want to make it white and make it right. The other time they accused Amin Moda, they say he was supporting Mr. Cummings. He's a businessman. Amin Moda know within himself that under Cummings administration, Liberians will do better. Liberians will do better under the Cummings-led government. Liberians will do better. Not because one Liberian messed up, that means they can't give another Liberian contract. Who told you that? Corruption will cease. Corruption will cease. I'm not speaking for nobody. I'm speaking for Mr. Cummings. I'm not saying that Mr. Cummings got a magic touch, but for his platform and from the way I know him, from the way he speaks, and from the thing he stands for, accountability and all these things, a man who then want to insult him, a man who work in a reputable company that his mind and power had no access to, went around the world. He's a celebrity when it comes to that. Just how you think George Weah won the war best. He's a celebrity. I think we need to start playing all the videos now. I will start playing them. Yeah, I will start playing them. So guys, Series Yango, I understand you looking at the way Liberians behave, but trust me, the ball is in the court of the Liberians. If Liberians will make the mistake again, they will make the last mistake for themselves. First fool is a fool, but second fool is not a fool. Yeah. If Liberians going to make the mistake and they say they want to carry Mr. Weah for the second time, so be it. But one thing I know, Liberians will not go backward. They either keep what they have and live with it, or they move forward. But they should understand that. Then I will understand, the motto for CDC is, they say change, but change for hope or hope for change. Hope. Change for hope or hope for change. I don't know what they're trying to tell you. Say, a change, you must hope that change come. You must hope for the change. Hope for change. You just hope and hope that you're not too sure. You say, well, hey God, I hope they change you. Hey God, I hope they change. And then we get people in the CPP fighting, because if it's not them, it shouldn't be nobody. Because you're new man, they will do it to you. If you don't speak, they will do it to you. You live in America, you're nothing. You come home, who are you? Who are you? Why they hate you? You ask yourself, you go to Liberia, people, by the time you talk about politics, they vex with you, you know why? Eh? It's sad. No. And Samuel Williams, you asking if Mr. Cummings school free for kids. You get the other question here? Mr. Cummings school is not free for kids, but they get a lot of kids who go in there on scholarship. They got a lot of kids who goes to that school on scholarship from the Cummings Foundation. You know what I'm saying? It's how in the world Mr. Cummings will open a school. There's another school that in Caldwell that is free for a lot of illiterate our people them who want to do catering, doing hair and other stuff. You ask the question, is Mr. Cummings school free? No, it's not. But there are kids in our school who on the Cummings Foundation based on their grades. So that school is not a school. Now, you see, you can't that because in fact it's not even attached to ANC. So it got nothing to do with that. And guess what? The school is not benefiting Mr. Cummings. Money that is paid, and they got a foundation that subsidizes the school. So the little one to pay, teachers in our school, I will tell you today and put me on record. Teacher in our school make up to $500 a month. Go and ask. There are teachers in our school. The least teacher in our school make about $500 a month in the Cummings Academy. So if you say free, the Thomas Fowler School free? No. The Sir Joseph School that he built is free? No. The public schools in Liberia, are they free? No. You got to pay something. It's not a free education. But what we're trying to tell you now, if Mr. Cummings, he always say he believes in education. Education is the bedrock of any nation, is the foundation of a country. When the people are not educated in our country, the country will fall. That is why Mr. Cummings is telling you that government must invest into education. Go back to the drawing board. Government need to go back where they subsidize private schools and those that can afford it. When you send your child to private school, to government schools, they will learn the same way. Once the resources and they cut all this stupid waste. And I will tell you today, Mr. Cummings have said it. Mr. Cummings, Minister of Education, will never own a school. They will never be the one who say, oh, the school down the road for my wife or for myself. No way. Mr. Cummings, Public Works Minister, will never own a construction company. You will either recuse yourself, and I don't understand. So the question you ask is, Sam, no. No, it's not a free school. It's not a free school. But he believed in it. And the people who work in there, they don't pay, they own salary. Sammy, which are the free school we got in Liberia? Government school is not free. You still pay school fee, you register something. But it's not expensive. It's not expensive compared to other places because they are being subsidized with who built that school? It was Chevron and Coca-Cola. They the one actually built that school. Mr. Cummings got funding from them. When you look on, it's on the sign. You know what I'm saying? His foundation sponsored the school. He got people who put money to the foundation and do other stuff. They got kids that go to that school on the Cummings Foundation, as I said, based on your grades. You must make the grade to be part of it. Science and technology, mathematics. They're not taking just push and say, oh, begin. Go to that school, man, free. Yeah, go. You know how to send. You got to make the grades. You got to make the grades to be on our school, to be on the scholarship. The ones that who can make the grades, their parents pay for them. Some people send their kids there, they're not making the grades. But a lot of kids in our school on scholarship. A lot of kids on scholarship. Okay, you understand that one. You're right. He said, okay, I understand. But there are a lot of kids on our school on scholarship. Smart ones. They got to make the grades to be on the scholar, to be there. If you cannot make the grades, if your parents want to send you there, they send you there. They got some, not everybody going to get it, but the one A student, B, or whosoever, they give you a mark that you're supposed to make, Okay, guys. And I'm getting ready to close up. Oh, it's after 12. I'm getting ready to close up now. I got to get ready for tomorrow, today. You say you're making big muff, man. Okay, I'm more big. But at least you'll be watching me while I'm making a big muff. Yeah, I'm making big muff. So, guys, thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it. And don't forget to to send Christmas to Liberia for other people that you know. Help somebody, Thanks very much. Thank you too, Henry. I appreciate your comments and your honest comments. They are not, it's okay. So, guys, I wish you the best. We'll continue to talk and we will see reasons. But let us just put Liberia first. Let us be your patriot. No matter who you support, it is your right. Get off the fence. Support whoever you want to support. But let us look at the facts. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes I can always advise people never fall in love with politicians. Don't fall in love. I'm not in love with Mr. Cummings. I can tell you today. I admire Mr. Cummings. I admire his platform, his agenda. If I wanted to support a friend, I would be supporting President Weah because he's a friend of mine. But this is not about friendship. It's not about friendship. I campaigned against President Weah when I knew that President Weah was going to win election. I supported him, but when President Weah became senator, that's where I knew that no matter what happened, he's not the right guy for Liberia. And he has not proven me wrong yet. It's all about him. It's all about President Weah. But when you know him, you will understand it's all about him. When you leave office, before you worry about achievement, about whether you're good or bad president. But everything President Weah, you just you wrap everything around him. They haven't missed Liberia President Weah. This other one, President Weah. Every little thing, President Weah. It just didn't make no sense, my people. Yeah. President Weah. Miss Liberia President Weah. I can't take me to get a picture there. Even the late dude, never saw all the nonsense don't happen. Why you got to pay? We're not in the Arab war. We're not in the other places where you got a president picture all over the place. Every little thing, president picture. You just running campaign for the day you win election. What's that? Concentrate on Liberian people, do the job. You see, this is why I continue to tell people. President Weah can do all the good. If Liberia was better right now, come 2023, the people will stay contest. Opposition will stay contest against you. No matter what, they will stay contest. That's the beauty of democracy. There's a multi-party system we got in Liberia. Yeah. So, guys, thanks for watching. Share it. I will leave you with the comments 5 what and how. Please look at it. I wanted to digest into your system to understand that he's the only politician in Liberia with such a plan. He's the only politician, and in fact, he has been upgraded. So we'll be playing a new version, but this is what he's built his platform on. So, guys, please listen to it. Oh, which one? Oh, that president, that the car, the president car. I just show you something different. The president car.
Chicken necro for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they crow for day.